Now you get a girlfriend. Let's see, insurance, registration. Oh boy. Well, there's what's left. So, in American culture, and we all grew up as kids, you turn 16, you get your license, or a little earlier, and you get a car. It's kind of a status symbol. And you, as a kid, you got to be, especially when you're young, you're trying to keep up with everybody, and you want to be, I guess, popular or fit in. It's almost impossible to do what I do and just live on a bike or be somebody who just walks. It's just not there for you. Now, you just step across the border into Mexico, or you go to South America or Europe even, and you can get around pretty easy on a train, a bus. It is, if you've never been out of the country, I understand if you don't understand this, but it's real. And our country was made this way on purpose. The automobile industry, man, you know what it's all about. The money that I've saved, now it's caused pain and suffering. It's caused angst sometimes. People look at you differently. People kind of look down on you. You don't drive? What? How do you even survive? My kids are old enough now where they drive. I don't have to drive them around. That would be one where, when I was younger, man, I had to have a car to get the kids to school, right? So we create these things, but it's also started before us. It's all set up for you, right? You got to get the car, and you got to get the kids to school, and the school bus really doesn't work that well anymore. The other thing is like elderly parents. If you have to drive one of your parents somewhere or something, these are things that have come down on me pretty hard and almost convinced me, yes, I got to go back into the system just to have a car, even if you're not going to drive it. And I know many people that expats, they leave their cars up here, and they end up just selling them because it's just not worth paying for the car. And even if you don't have a car payment, nothing. You own the car outright, but you got to leave it somewhere. Unless you have a relative to leave it with or a convenient situation like that, you also have to have it registered. Unless you get a non-op on the car, which still costs about $400 a year. So you're just, either way, you're going to be paying for that thing that's sitting there. So there's no way around it for a lot of people. And I understand it. I understand not everybody can do this, but I'm doing it now. A lot of other people are. And I think the key there is just, for me, is to not live here in America so much, where I can, jump on a bus or a train. I can give somebody, let's just use an example, in South America, now you got to have some trust and you got to really weed out the people, but you can hand somebody $100 or $50 and they'll drive you 200-300 miles. You find the right person. And it's also usually word of mouth, but you could never do that here. And to get a bus like a Greyhound would be a complete disaster nightmare. They suck. They're actually almost a risk. They're dangerous. I've seen them drop off young people in bad parts of the city because they don't have bus stations anymore. So, all this stuff is just garbage. And I'm not doing this over there at the change machine at the Walmart. Oh, I'm going to barely pick up the kids from school today, What a nightmare that the system has created for the normal American, just to survive. Now, if you live on a bike, of course, you're going to have to sometimes fly on a plane or ask somebody to drive you or use an Uber. But let me just tell you something. 11 years. Okay, let's go small here and say a couple $1,000s a year for a car. That doesn't include, a lot of things. But we're talking gas, registration, and all this kind of shuffling around, maybe some car problems. So you can just double that 11 years and figure I haven't spent $10,000 on public transportation. I know I haven't. I've maybe given some people gas money and stuff like that, but I haven't spent that much money. And I've also had less of a risk on my hands. It's a liability too. I don't want to even have the car. What if someone runs into the car and I'm not there? They can still kind of blame somebody or cost you some money. I don't want to commit to having anything like a car, automobile, or anything really connected, to the system other than just what I have to. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. big one is if you're a younger guy or just a person who wants to date or have a girlfriend, or maybe you're married, but mainly people that want to be available, right? Well, go out on dates and things like that. Generally, if you don't have a car, that's kind of difficult because everybody wants to go for a ride, right? Go for a ride up in the mountains or go for a picnic, and I mean that's just normal. Get together, pack the ice chest, and go for a drive. But I can't because I don't drive. So that wasn't real appealing to many other, or most women. Is like, what? He doesn't even drive, and I got to drive all the time, drive over here, drive over there. So that gets pretty bad. But it's something I've moved past a long time ago. And I don't live that way anymore, and I don't have that expectation in my life. If I find somebody, well, they're going to already know that here I am on a bike in my Chacos, and this is my life because, I got a lot more in here now since I don't have a car.